You're not stuck in your life. You're stuck in the version of reality you keep observing. And if that version was shaped by past emotions, past beliefs, and old energy, then guess what? The field keeps reflecting back, not what you want, but what you keep confirming vibrationally. This is the mistake most people make when trying to shift timelines or manifest something new. They observe from the wrong frequency. They try to jump while broadcasting the same signal that's been looping for years. And the quantum field, it does not respond to your words. It responds to the observer behind them. But what happens when you shift the observer? What happens when you stop identifying with the you who was conditioned by the past and start tuning into the you who already lives the reality you desire? That shift is the real quantum jump, and that's exactly what we are going to do right now. In the quantum field, you're not limited to one linear life. There are multiple timelines, multiple yous, all coexisting as energetic potentials. And every choice you make, every state you embody, every emotion you radiate is like a code, a password. And when you match the code of that version of you, you shift, not metaphorically, energetically, vibrationally. This is what we call quantum jumping. And no, it's not science fiction or fantasy. It's the vibrational shift that happens when your identity collapses into alignment. Quantum physics already tells us particles exist in multiple states until observed. Timelines are probabilities, not certainties. Reality responds to observation, to consciousness, to vibration. And if you are a conscious, vibrating being, you are not just living reality, you're co-creating it, collapsing it, jumping between versions of it, depending on who you're being. And the moment your identity shifts, so does your life. But here's the twist. You can't jump to the next level while vibrating as the version of you who still doubts, still waits, still feels separate from what they want. You don't jump through force. You jump through alignment, through becoming the version of you who doesn't need to wish anymore because they're already living it. If something inside you just opened, if a part of you whispered, "That's me," comment below. I'm ready to shift timelines. Let your energy declare it. Let the field hear your signal. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to understand how quantum jumping really works, not as theory, but as a practice. We'll explore what this shift truly is, how timelines function in the quantum field, and how to consciously align with the version of you who already lives what you've been calling in. And once you understand this, you'll never wait for your future again. You'll merge into it. Let's go deeper. When most people hear quantum jumping, they imagine some kind of sci-fi teleportation, a flash of light, a sudden shift, a portal opening in space. But the real portal? It's you. And the jump doesn't happen out there. It happens in here, in your identity, in your frequency, in your state of being. Quantum jumping isn't about jumping through time. It's about shifting into the version of you that's already living the timeline you've been asking for. Because here's the truth. That version of you already exists right now in a parallel vibrational reality. The only thing separating you from them is alignment. And when your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions line up with that version, you collapse the timeline. You merge. Let's ground this in quantum science. According to the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, every time you make a decision, you split into multiple versions of reality. In one, you chose to stay. In another, you left. In one, you doubted. In another, you trusted. Every possible version of you is out there playing out in energetic probability space. You're not becoming that version, you're simply choosing to tune into their frequency. Just like tuning a radio, you don't create the station, you match it. And suddenly, you're hearing the music. So what's the jump then?
It's the moment your state changes. You stop thinking like the old you. You stop feeling like the version of you who is stuck, confused, chasing. And you start thinking, acting, feeling like the one who already arrived. That shift, that vibrational pivot, that's the jump. And here's what's wild. The external world doesn't need the change first. You change, and the external world reorganizes around you. New people show up. New opportunities arrive. Old limitations fall away. Synchronicities accelerate. Doors that were closed suddenly open. Why? Because now you're a vibrational match to the version of reality where all of that already exists. You didn't create it. You joined it. Identity is the key. If you keep trying to manifest a new life while holding on to the same identity, you'll keep pulling yourself back into the old timeline. Quantum jumping is not about trying harder. It's about being different. Not by force, but by remembering who you already are beneath the doubt, the fear, the loops. Because the version of you who lives that timeline, they're not in the future. They're in a different now. And you get there through vibration, through practice, through presence. Pause and feel this. If this activated something in you, if you're beginning to feel the possibility of it, comment below. I'm aligning with the version of me who already lives it. Let that be your first vibrational move. Not just a comment, but a command to the field.
Because in the next few minutes, we'll dive into how timelines really work and why your current state is anchoring you in one version of reality when infinite others are already available. Ready to unlock the map? What if the life you're living right now is just one channel out of infinite others? What if you didn't have to wait months or years for things to change? What if change is already available, but you're tuned in to the wrong frequency? This isn't just philosophy, it's how timelines work. And once you understand how they respond to your energy, you'll never again feel stuck in your current reality. First, let's unlearn what we were taught. Time is not linear. It's not one straight line from past, present, future. Quantum physics suggests time is nonlinear, more like a web of possibilities, where every version of you exists as a probability wave, waiting to be collapsed by your attention and state of being. That means you're not just walking through time, you're selecting timelines moment by moment. Each thought, each emotion, each belief is like a code, and that code determines which version of reality becomes real for you. So how does this actually play out? Imagine your current reality like a track on a record player. It feels consistent because you keep playing the same groove, same beliefs, same reactions, same identity. But the moment you change your vibration, you lift the needle, you shift tracks, same player, completely different song. And the people, places, and outcomes on that new timeline, they were always there, just not available at your old frequency. Let's bring in the observer effect in quantum experiments. A particle doesn't choose its form until it's observed. The act of observation collapses the wave into a specific reality. Your consciousness is the observer. Your energy is the selector. Your attention is the activator. When you're focused on lack, on fear, on what's missing, you collapse a reality that mirrors that. When you shift into trust, gratitude, inner knowing, you collapse the timeline where abundance and peace already exist. The timeline doesn't arrive, you tune into it. You become the observer of a different version of life. And so, life reshapes itself around you. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need to work harder to reach a better future.
You need to stop anchoring your energy in the old one. Every time you repeat an old belief, react from past pain, wait for something external to change, you're reselecting the same timeline. Not because you deserve it, but because your energy is familiar there. And timelines are loyal to who you keep choosing to be. But what happens when you choose differently? When you act from the version of you who already lives in peace, who already receives with ease, who already walks with purpose, the field reconfigures. Your outer world begins to mirror your inner shift because the signal changed, because your anchor moved. You're no longer choosing reality by default, you're choosing it consciously. And that, my friend, is quantum mastery. If this clicked in your soul, if you're starting to feel the structure of timelines differently, comment below. I choose my timeline with my frequency. Because you do, every day, in every thought, in every breath. And now that you understand that, you can stop trying to escape your life and start tuning into the one that already matches your truth. In the next few minutes, we'll go even deeper into the one thing that keeps most people stuck in the same loop, even when they've done all the inner work. It's not effort, it's not belief, it's identity. And when we shift that, everything else follows. You've done the meditations, you've said the affirmations, you've watched the signs, aligned the chakras, visualized the vision board, and still you feel like you're repeating the same loop, the same emotions, the same outcomes, the same version of life wearing different clothes. Why? Because most people try to change the movie without changing the actor. They try to manifest a new reality while still vibrating as the version of themselves who doesn't believe it's possible. You can't jump into a new timeline while dragging the identity of your old self. And that's what keeps you anchored. Not your thoughts, not your effort, but your emotional signature, the deep subconscious energy of who you think you are. That's what's selecting your reality on repeat. Let's break this down. Your current reality is a mirror of your identity.
Not who you want to be, not who you're trying to be, but who you're being energetically. If you wake up every day still feeling like you need to prove your worth, you're behind, you're not safe unless you control everything, then no matter what you ask for, you'll collapse timelines that reflect the old version of you because your frequency hasn't changed. And here's the trap most people fall into. They keep doing spiritual things, but from the same old identity. They meditate from lack. They script from fear. They visualize from the energy of I still don't have it. In the quantum field, it's not fooled. It doesn't respond to your rituals. It responds to your core vibration. And if your vibration says, I'm still chasing, then you manifest a reality that keeps you chasing. Identity timeline. This is why the concept of being before becoming is so powerful. When you embody the energy of your future self, now you shift realities because each identity carries a different emotional baseline, nervous system regulation, way of speaking, moving, thinking, breathing. And those details aren't small. They are frequency codes. They tell the field, this is who I am now. And the field always reflects who you are now, not who you're hoping to be. So how do you break the loop? Not by effort, not by trying to think more positively, but by choosing, moment by moment, to stop identifying with the you that created the current timeline. You break the loop by saying, I no longer vibrate in guilt. I no longer align with the version of me who needs to struggle. I no longer rehearse the pain that's already expired. You don't deny your past, you bless it. You learn from it, and then you stop reliving it energetically. If this is landing for you, if you recognize the loop and you're ready to let it dissolve, comment below. I release the version of me who created this reality. This isn't rejection, it's evolution, because the you that brought you here is not the you that will take you there. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to activate your quantum jump, not by waiting, but by becoming. We'll walk step by step into the identity activation practice so you can shift timelines not through force, but through embodiment. Let's make the jump real. You've seen the loops, you've felt the truth, you've realized it's not about working harder, it's about becoming different. But how do you actually make the shift? How do you stop vibrating as the you that created this reality and start resonating with the version who already lives your dream timeline? The answer isn't complicated, but it is deep. It begins with one decision. You choose who you are now, and then you act from there.
That's the entire foundation of quantum jumping. You stop waiting for life to show you something new, and you become someone new first. Identity isn't something you wait to step into. It's something you embody now. So let's do this together. The Identity Activation Method. 5 steps. Take a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Let this be more than words. Let it be frequency shifting through your system. Choose your target timeline. Think about the version of you who already lives the life you want. Ask yourself, what does their life look like when they wake up? How do they move through the day? What do they know for sure? What energy surrounds them? What do they not do anymore? Get specific. Don't just think about outcomes. Feel the frequency. Name the identity. This version of you has a vibration, a name, a posture, a presence. Maybe they're the free me. Maybe they're the peaceful magnet. Maybe they're the bold creator. Give them a name that makes you feel, yes, that's who I really am. Let it become real.
Embody their energy. Now stand up. Shake off the old frequency. Literally shake your body. Exhale. Release. Then take on the posture of this version of you. How do they breathe? How do they speak? What emotions do they refuse to carry anymore? What becomes effortless for them? Now embody it, even just 10%. That shift, that's the jump. Ask the field for reinforcement. You're not doing this alone. The quantum field responds to choice, but amplifies it through consistency. So declare, I am now living as the version of me who... Complete that sentence. Say it out loud. Let your nervous system hear it. This creates a new command line in your energetic code, a message to yourselves, to your subconscious, to the field. Live from it, even if nothing changed yet. The most important step, you don't look for proof. You don't ask, did it work? You live as if it already has. Because if you keep checking, you're still anchored in the timeline of doubt. You live the vibration before the evidence shows up. You hold the frequency until the field can't ignore you anymore. That's not pretending. That's embodiment. And here's the secret. You don't need to do this perfectly. You just need to return to it again and again. Every time you fall back into old identity, pause, reset, activate. Quantum jumping isn't one dramatic leap. It's 1,000 small moments of choosing. That's not me anymore. If you're feeling this now, if you're ready to walk through the portal of your next timeline, comment below. I choose to live as my highest self. Now this is your energetic signature, your new declaration, not for the algorithm, for your field. And in the final minutes of this video, we're gonna lock in this identity shift with a powerful reminder, a truth most people ignore, that once you stop seeking, you start receiving. Let's close this portal with presence. Just pause for a second. Feel that? That subtle difference in your breath? That lightness in your chest? That gentle knowing that something has already shifted? That's not just a mood. That's not placebo. That's your field realigning. You didn't just hear something new. You became someone new. You remembered who you really are. Not a seeker, a selector. Not a beggar, a beacon. Not a victim of time, but a traveler between timelines. You are no longer trying to become. You are being. And the universe, it doesn't reward effort. It reflects energy. So if you stay in this vibration, if you continue to live as the version of you who already knows, who already receives, who already is, then life won't be something you chase anymore. It'll be something that arrives to meet you. You don't need permission. You just need resonance. This space, this channel, is a signal. And those who stay shift. Now you're no longer observing the shift, you are the shift.